Yeah.
I had to stop the other one because it started a new stream for some
This is
reason.
this is definitely not live.
It's working on it. Streamlabs is waiting for broadcast to be published. It says.
Oh, okay.
Now it says you're live.
I think it's pulling your leg, bro. It
No, no,
doesn't
we're
look.
good. We're good. It's working now.
It doesn't. I don't. It doesn't look very live.
I'm telling you.
Mm.
Telling you.
Oh,
I could see
oh,
it.
oh! Hey, something's happening.
I could
Oh, I
see
got
it.
an ad.
It's
I got an
there.
ad for a dickhead on a one wheel.
Well, that's all that advertises on my channel. Dickheads on one wheels.
That was the name of my channel originally, and it turns out it was taken already. So
That's a rough beat.
it happens, man. It's hard. Like finding your own creative niche is tough, man.
Yeah, man. So, all right. So I'm sorry everybody for the delay, but we had some technical difficulties that we had to resolve here, and also there was caffeine that was needed. So,
That was me.
well, I mean, it was me too. I got my pineapple matcha, which is
Ooh.
which is a new thing for me. So
That's
I'm good.
that sounds flavorful, bro. That's
Oh, it is very flavorful.
adventurous and flavorful is how I would probably.
That's how most people describe me, actually.
Yeah, I can see
So,
that. Totally see
yeah.
that. I feel like I
So
should tweet this out again now that I deleted the original.
you deleted it like a dickhead. Like
I
I
feel
like I like I,
I
I
do a
was.
lot of things. I do a lot of things like a dickhead.
Oh, okay.
A shocking amount of things. Let's see what we got
Yeah.
here. There
Oh,
it
I
is.
just. This is so. I want everybody out there to know that this is perhaps the most professional live stream that you might see today,
Clearly.
considering that I both started a live stream earlier today that was unintentional, and then started a live stream right now that was on the wrong stream. So we're gonna make up for lost time and entertain you guys, and because I know everybody's home alone, or not home alone, but home with nothing to do. Home, maybe you're home alone. I don't know. I'm home alone. I got nobody here right now. So what are you up to, man? How are you been?
I've been good, man. This is it's. I've almost been more antisocial since this whole self quarantine thing. We're on like day 22 or some shit. But it's like all my friends are like bored. They all like hospitality industry. They all work restaurants and bars, and so they're all like just bored shitless. They don't know what to do with themselves, and they don't understand that this is like business as usual for me. Like when you do YouTube full time and you work from home anyway, like this is
Yeah.
pretty much what your life is constantly. So nothing feels any different at all. Yeah,
Yeah.
fortunate in that regard.
Yeah,
But
I mean, you said you have a bunch of friends in the hospitality business. I mean, I know what you used to do, but for those of you who don't, I guess that was your gig, before like you were doing this YouTube thing full time, and
yeah,
I bet you're kind of happy to be rid of it at this point, huh?
I mean, for so many reasons, but given the current state of affairs, yeah, it's bad. It's horrible out there right now because guys that have devoted their lives to it, man, they're like, a lot of guys are in a best case scenario right now where they're not getting paid and they have a job when this is all said and done, assuming that their company doesn't fold or that the store reopens or that kind of
Yeah.
thing. A small handful have like are continuing to operate like to go stuff, but it's mostly mom and pops that are just trying to hang on for dear life. Like most of the guys I know that were salaried have taken a deduction in salary and they're working off tips. It's really like a I don't know, kind of like a sense of the greater good kind of thing right now. So we're
Yeah.
just trying to spread some money around, keep people like, doing like the virtual tip jars and shit like that. And I don't know, it's weird, man. It sucks. It's like it sucks for a lot of people, and it kind of makes me. I'm really fortunate to not be in a bad spot, so it kind of makes me feel like a dick to talk to everybody, and they're like, "Oh, things are real bad right now," and I'm like, "Oh, that sucks." Because I mean, we're okay. We narrowly missed the Seattle move. If we would have pushed forward with the Seattle move,
Yeah.
it would be a fucking. I don't. Are we cursing on this thing? It would
Well,
be a disaster for
now
me.
we are.
Why? I don't think I got it all the way out. I think it was. No, it would have been a total disaster if we'd have hit Seattle. It just stuff would have got sideways so fast. So it just,
Well, I mean, you would have had a situation where like you would have. I mean, when you first move, like you're running around like crazy for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, trying to, get furniture and like
yeah,
set your stuff up and like get to know people around you, and like you would have just been like dead in the water. So I mean,
yeah. we would have been quarantined with very little furniture and a wildly larger cost of living, and no chance to form a new social circle, and missing the folks from back home all at the same time. It would have been bad. So it's
Yeah.
at first we were kind of bummed out about it, and then as the days kind of unfolded and it became apparent that this was going to be a more serious situation, we're like, whew, that was, I mean, it was super close, man. We almost left. So it was, yeah.
Would it be better to do it now, like better to do it like in a couple months, or have done it a couple months ago? But like when, you were like right on it. You're like the day you were supposed to be quarantined, you're like, oh, this is when I'm supposed to move.
Yeah, so, like 60% of our stuff is packed in boxes, piled up in a pyramid in the living room. It's
still living out of boxes, huh, man? That's terrible. My
I mean, it's inconvenient. It's I could definitely have it worse, but it's mildly inconvenient. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I've been all right. Like you said, like I guess I'm more used to it than a lot of people are. But so my regular, like my 9 to 5 is working from literally right here, right? Like this is my work, and then this is my YouTube work. So I'm used to either being here or being here, and not much has changed for me. Besides the fact that like can't go to the gym, and like I play volleyball, can't play volleyball, like I can't, those are the things, like getting out is not much of a priority for me as a lot of other people who work out in the world, I guess. But but I mean, I still do like to get out and go do things. Your signal crashed there.
I think this thing's going to be a pain in the ass though.
Yeah, I wonder why.
I don't know. We're testing new technology right now.
Yeah. See if something, like you said, it's probably something going to sleep.
It's the Avermedia, I think. I mean, not the Avermedia. It's the I think it's the Elgato, the new Elgato card. Let me go to a different cam.
Okay. So, folks, oh, there you are. You're back. That was fast. You are ready to go. Emergency backup webcam in action.
There it is.
Yeah.
You never know what you're gonna run into out here.
Yeah, it's a jungle, man. So, anyway, we were just talking about regular stuff. Let's talk about YouTube stuff. How about that? Because I know you don't get enough of that stuff. So,
I could talk shop all day.
I know, it's interesting because you and I for the first time met in person this year at CES. Like we had known each other for quite a while, but like never met before. And just sitting down with you and talking, it was super interesting. Got to know each other, and like, you had a bunch of interesting stuff to say, and I'm glad that we got the chance to do that. But when I was having some like concerns about like the direction of my channel, like I was talking to you. It was whatever that was, a month ago, something like that.
Yeah.
When and I really respected your opinion as far as how maybe I should approach either rebranding or like taking it in a different direction or focusing more on a certain aspect of what I'm doing, and that's why now I'm doing basically just builds on the channel. Like there'll be some other videos here and there, but for the most part we're just doing builds. And I did a live stream and I talked about it, and I had hair the last time I did that. But
it's a good look. I like the
thanks, man.
It works.
Thanks. I think I'm gonna keep it. It's just the easiest thing to do during the quarantine, right? So
dude, it's the easiest thing to do, period. I think I shaved my head. I had a hilarious, someday I'll find a picture and post it online, but when I was like senior year was the last time I had hair, and I had like and this is going to date me considerably, but like NSYNC was hot at the time, and Timberlake was the man, and he had that like,
you and I are the same age, so I don't want to
like that crunchy ramen noodle perm thing going on, and I had that. I straight up had that. My hair, it does that by itself, and I had like multiple products. There was blow dryers involved. It was a fucking production, and so I shaved it all off like when I was 18 and 19, and I just never looked back. I may still be able to grow hair, no idea. I haven't.
I found the most difficult thing is like shaving back here. I guess I'm gonna get the technique down for doing that.
It's
that probably takes a little while.
It's tricky. It takes a hand mirror and some dexterity. It's you'll get there. Yeah, you'll get there.
Yeah, I cut myself the first time. Really dug in.
Are you
Really
like straight razor? You going all the way down?
No,
Or?
no, 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 no. But it's a zero, so like it's
Yeah.
pretty close. But I use an Oster 76, so it's like a barber with the clips are metal. I don't use a plastic guard. It's
Yeah.
like
Right.
so like the edge of it, like the corner of, I don't know. I'm just not very used to like reaching back here and doing whatever,
Huh.
and so I kind of like stab myself. So
You
that
get a
was
wall. You get the wall. Stop fucking around with the oyster or whatever that is. Don't they make blenders? That should be.
Do they? They
That should
make,
be an
that's what, when you
indicator.
go to the barber shop, that's what you get. Like they have Osters. Telling you, it's badass. You have something called the wall.
You got the wall, man. Everybody like
That's
the wall clippers are where it's at. WAHL wall
a
clippers.
wall, a wall. I think
Wall.
about like the wall, like it was like really wide and flat.
Yeah. Man, this is edge of your seat stuff, guys. Aren't you glad you tuned in for this?
This
right
is boy, this is super technical. I think we're really getting into the weeds here.
now?
Yeah. What the hell, man. Anyway, what I was saying was when we talked about that stuff about like my channel direction, all that stuff, you were really insightful because you kind of went through the same thing where you and I, people might not know this, you and our channels were at the same, very similar sizes for quite a while. Like we had similar size audiences, similar size subscriber bases, similar content.
I thought I was gaining on you. For a minute, it looked like I might catch you, and then you pulled arguably the greatest sub flex in the history of YouTube.
Yeah, but then I'm still here. So whereas you had a much more steady rise. So, we each did it our own way. But like at first, we were both kind of the same-ish channel, right? Like we were doing PC tech stuff. You were doing reviews. You weren't all focused on peripherals, but you decided that that's what you really were passionate about, and that's what you love to do, and that's where your focus went. And that's a great advice for not just me, but for like a lot of people are out there who are thinking about getting into this world or doing any kind of content creation, and you're just kind of like shotgunning it, right? Trying to figure out what you want to do. Maybe that's not the best approach.
It's I took such a roundabout way to get there. I said this on a stream the other day. I did an AMA on Discord, and I said that somebody said, "What's the best advice for starting a tech channel?" And I was like, "Don't start a tech channel for the sake of starting a tech channel, because you find that you put these pressures on yourself, because you obviously, when somebody starts a channel, you don't just start one out of the blue. You've watched other content creators, and you have a pretty good idea of like what you like about certain channels and what you could probably leave. Everybody's got it's really subjective, but you kind of like, when you start out, you're kind of like a greatest hits. You could take a little piece and a little piece and a little piece. You don't bite from any one person too hard, but you take like the best practices and you kind of try to blend it up and make your own recipe, right? But it just is one of those things where, like, if you feel like you have to be covering the latest wave of graphics cards, you have to cover every CPU when it comes out, or once your channel actually starts to grow, if you allow the industry and the reps to dictate what your content is going to be, and that can happen, that can totally happen. At first, you don't have the budget to, so you're just kind of covering whatever you can afford to cover. And later, when you start to grow, that's where it really starts to hit you, because people want to work with you. You get to the point where they're like, we want a project with you, and you have to start getting really serious about either turning stuff down because you're overloaded, or turning stuff down because it just turns into work, man. And so for me, I had to figure out what it was that really like got me gassed up. Like, truth told, man, I'm not real big on building PCs. It's not my favorite part of it. My favorite part of it always is and has always gone back to playing games. And so for me, it became more about, that peripheral market exploded, and it was like,
I wanted to talk to you about that too, but continue. We'll get back to it.
Yeah, it made me, number one, it provided a huge wealth of content, and it also made it a thing where like everybody was shouting like, yo, our mouse is the new hot shit. Our mouse is going to make you better. Like, this is going to make you better. These keycaps will make you better. Like, you need. And so it was like, wow, there's plenty of meat on the bones here for me to, as a guy who probably would have been affected by that marketing in the past, it gave me an opportunity to investigate some of that on my own and share that experience with everybody. But that's a wordy way around of saying, like, I picked the part that I was actually really, really passionate about making content for, not doing the stuff I felt like I had to do because I had a tech channel. That just all came down to that.
And that's I mean, you, like I said, you and I had a similar conversation where you explained that to me, and it really kind of clicked for me because, you know, while I'm certainly interested in a lot of the things that I have been doing and probably will at some point continue to do to some degree, the testing of individual components and comparisons and case reviews and stuff like that. Like, that's not why I got into this, and that's not how I got into doing YouTube, you know?
Yeah.
So, while the content shift isn't monumental on my end, I'm still doing PC builds like I always have been. I'm just doing more of them now, doing them more frequently, and like making that content regardless of if my viewership increases or whatever. Making that content makes me happier. So, you know, especially considering that it's not something that I'm doing full time. Like, why would I grind something that I'm just like miserable at like doing, you know?
Yeah, you want another job? You want something else in your life that feels like work that you have to commit yourself to? That's what it comes down to.
Yeah. So like I do take this seriously, and I mean I have for a long time now, as I know you have as well. But like, just considering the kind of work that it is, it's creative work. You can't be miserable and be creative. So like you have to find that balance, and like I think that you really helped me like kind of hone in on it, and we'll see where it goes. Like, we'll see if this is the right direction for the channel, and if not, I could always reevaluate, you know?
Yeah, that's the beauty part. I mean, you're driving the boat. There's no red tape. There's no like board of directors. You just wake up and decide what it's going to be every day. That's
right.
Far and away the best part of doing this. Instead of coming home and like trying to figure something out or trying to accomplish something with like whatever gas you have left in the tank after you gave somebody else 12 or 10 or 14 hours of your day and 85% of your energy, like you get to give 100% of you and all your talents and skill set to your shit. And that is, man, I wish everybody could experience what that feels like. Seriously.
Yeah. Yeah. You seem like you're much happier right now.
Oh, like big time. Oh man. Yeah. Like it's really funny to me too. Cause like people be in the comments, they're like, oh, you seem like a big teddy bear. I'm like, yeah, well, I mean, you didn't know me 5 years ago. Friends I've had for a really long time see me now and they're like, man, you're different. Like you're a lot lighter. I'm like, dude, I don't have anything to be mad at. Like, how could I possibly? Like, I'm out here living the dream. Like I get to play video games and like every day new stuff shows up on the doorstep. Like it's my birthday. Like how could I possibly be upset about any of that? It's amazing.
Yeah. So with all that new stuff you're talking about, like let's get back to the peripheral market. Like I don't remember it being a couple years ago like this. Where is it people's interest in these high end peripherals that's driving the market, or is it the other way around? Are those high end peripherals just becoming so interesting that people are like, I gotta have it?
I think it's both, man. I think it's a cycle that feeds itself. I think that you have major players in the market that can get new products to market really fast. And then you have people that are, and I think that YouTube reviewers play a big part in it, whether it's good or bad. You know, if there's stuff to cover, then obviously it's going to get coverage, and the more coverage there is, the more people gain interest, and then they start spending money and the companies see that. And so it just creates this big thing. I think it's just kind of where the industry has gone. I think that now more than ever, there's literally a mouse or a keyboard, or like the minutia. There's a keyboard switch. There's a spring that goes inside a keyboard switch, or a particular type of lube that goes inside that.
That shit gets crazy, man. I can't follow all that.
I'm not like.
Let me tell you, like I have a much more significant interest in that kind of stuff than the vast majority of the people on this planet. And I get down and I see some of this videos on springs and keyboard switches, and I'm like, nope. that's not for me, you know. It's, but like but it doesn't have to be, right? Like I could love everything about mechanical keyboards and high-end mechanical keyboards and be, you know, really into one brand or another without having to worry about that stuff. Like I can choose to go further or not, you know. And so it's definitely interesting seeing the progression of people's interest in that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's unfortunate to find myself in the spot I'm in, because it seems like everything's a rabbit hole, a potential rabbit hole, and I've gone down all of them simultaneously. You know, like it's almost kind of a relief to not worry about the inside the box stuff, like the hardware, because like at a certain point, man, you I don't know, you know, if you edit videos or create content, you know what that rig needs to be in order to pull that off successfully. you know what your rig needs to be in order to game where you would want to, you know. So
Yeah.
um it's nice that I don't have that as well, because I don't know, I'd be broke and overworked, I think, if I got into that side of it too. Like water cooling. Oh my god, bro, I'd love to get into it, but
Dude, let's do a
um
video together. I'll build you a water cooled system while I'll teach you how. When this whole quarantine thing is over, I'll come visit you.
it's the and I'm going to pause before I say this out loud, but it's the intimidation of the hard tubing that
There's no
is
innuendos here, man.
there's
None.
loads of it. Have you
No, I
seen
don't think
anything I
so.
do? It's 100% innuendos. Like dick jokes are my lifeblood, man. It's like barely dodging the demonetization. Like riding that line is like, that's where I feel like I do my best work.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, man, if you ever want to do it, just let me know. We'll work something out because I think that would be a fun project.
Yeah, I think we totally should. I think we
Yeah.
absolutely should. And then I can teach you how to solder together an overpriced keyboard kit that comes from all
Oh,
four
man,
corners
that
of
sounds
the
like
world.
such a blast. I can't wait.
Doesn't it sound fun? I
Can't wait.
I got mine today for the first time. I soldered my first
Yeah,
thing.
what did you end up ordering?
I got a KBD Fans KBD 75. So it's a 75% board, which basically means you have a 65% board.
Mm-hmm.
So like a 60% in arrows plus a function row.
Okay.
So it's definitely one off. I was lucky that I got all my parts together when I did, and I got a soldering iron. I finally took the plunge. I have been very resistant to the idea of learning how to solder, and it turns out it's not that bad at all. It's not bad at all.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of work, man. But I mean, it's a passion project, right? So
Yeah, definitely. It's that. I mean, it's really strange to like. You're basically building a peripheral that's bespoke, like to you specifically at every level you could think of, man. Like there's so much care and thought and planning went into like the stabilizers and the viscosity of the lube and the different switches that went into it long before you start soldering anything together. Like it's
So
yeah,
what
it's
do you,
huge,
what are your
huge rabbit hole.
expectations for how different the experience is going to be versus similar build in a consumer product?
For me, it all comes down to, and consumer boards are getting better. I'm gonna turn this around. They're getting better. Like brands are figuring out that people are putting emphasis on stuff that they had let slide in the past. Like stabilizers are a big one. Then by that I mean, like if you hit your space bar real fast across it, does it sound like a rattly mess, or does it sound nice and
Right.
sound nice? Like this one sounds nice, but that's really what it comes down to. It's just feel, it's tactility, and it's sound. Really, I think that when you really get into like the high level, you're going for that. You're going for a very satisfying at the end of the day.
Because I mean, I know I talked to you about this probably last year. I bought a whole bunch of like Duckies and a couple other brands. I always wanted a Vermillo because those are just gorgeous boards. But like once I got some of them in, and it was mainly the switches that I was basically feeling the difference in. Like if I had speed silvers in one keyboard and versus another one, they felt similar to me. Like it was hard for me to pick out the nuances. So
It's like anything. It's like the more you experience and the more time you spend with your hands in it, the more you start to pick up on the subtleties. But I mean, being 100, you could probably hand a really expensive custom board and a nice production board to somebody who had no idea, and they'd be hard pressed to pick out all the differences.
Yeah, and I guess that's me. But I mean, I could probably do okay, I guess. But like if it's something that where you could pinpoint exactly what you need, like what the deficiencies are in a certain board, and say I want to fix that, and you could go in and custom build one to fix that, then I guess then that's worth it, whereas I'm not sure that I would benefit from that, but who knows, maybe I'll come try your custom board and I'll be like, oh shit, I gotta build one.
It's happened before. It's not.
Yeah.
It has happened before.
Yeah. So has the peripheral market slowed down at all with this situation going on, or what?
Yeah, only because we're people that aren't really plugged into the industry, they see what's happening in the US right now, and they're unaware of the fact that like China's manufacturing hub, which is the world's manufacturing hub, has been basically offline or operating at 15% of its capabilities for the past few months. So a lot of stuff has been a lot of stuff has been delayed. There was a lot of like, there's like, we hit like a weird area where they had prototypes and early stuff out, and you got an opportunity to take a look at it, and then you got emails like, hey, don't worry about that thing, just hang on to that right now, and we'll circle back around. It is definitely it's definitely slowed. Even the stuff that's coming out now, restocks on existing stuff is coming out in a trickle. Like, it's really hard to oh, and I was really shocked at this too, man. Like the US still has stock on some stuff. Like the UK is wiped. Like they're trying to find even like anything in stock in like on Amazon UK right now is next to impossible. I don't get it. I don't know how those logistics work over there. I don't know if it's just that like the UK as a whole doesn't have the amount of, like, we have a lot of big box stores, like a lot of, empty land and places to put huge warehouses. And so I don't know how much that actually affects it. Like, I don't know if there's like a lot of Home Depots and Walmarts hanging around in England, but it's definitely, we have a little bit of stock here. They have nothing over there right now.
Yeah, you might be right about that. Like, we're working off back stock right now, whereas they sold through what they had and they can't restock. Or, maybe they have more stringent restrictions on importing, exporting right now than they have.
I mean, wouldn't surprise me. It doesn't really feel like we in the U.S. have any, like, I mean, I can still get DHS from China to my door in 7 days with nobody, like, it doesn't sit in quarantine. It doesn't like go through customs. It just like straight to the door. It's wild. I had no idea my order from KBD fans would show up so fast. I got the delivery notification. I got the notification that it was out for delivery before I got the shipping notification from KBD fans.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's amazing to me that sometimes stuff from China can get here like next day. I don't know how that happened. I've flown to China. It took me more than a day. So, have you done like Computex before? Is that why you were out there? So no, I wasn't. I've had plans to go to Computex for the last 3 years, and things have come up to stop me from doing that for the last 3 years. So unfortunately, no, I've never been to Computex. But I was with Cooler Master on a trip through their factories last March. It was me and Steve from Gamers Nexus, and they took us through like a whole bunch of their like case factories, peripheral factories, like heat pipe factories, power supply factories, stuff like that. It was crazy. It was a good time. But yeah, that trip was, I mean, for me on the East Coast, it was like 6 hours to LA, 7-hour layover in LA, 16-hour flight to Hong Kong, 2-hour car ride to Shenzhen. And by the time I got done, I was just like, yeah, I'm going to sleep for 4 days now. So,
damn, that's wild.
Yeah.
So, hey, Chad is saying that Amazon UK has redirected their logistics and warehouse space to essential items only. The US claims to also be doing, but I can tell you that what I'm actually seeing happening is that when we order something in the US right now, it'll give you like a way far out, like 2 weeks in advance date.
Yeah.
It, almost as if like it's in like a low key effort to discourage you from ordering it. But then if you order it, it still shows up, not like in 2 days, but it might show up in like 4 days, but still way earlier than the date they quote on the website. So who knows?
I haven't seen that specifically, but I have noticed that like shipping dates for a lot of the things that I'm ordering are in like May, which is crazy. Yeah. So I actually assume that maybe that some of that stuff isn't in stock, or they're assuming it'll be restocked later, and they are prioritizing hand sanitizer and whatever else. Which is weird because you still can't find toilet paper or paper towels on Amazon right now. So that's fun.
You can't find them in the grocery stores. I went to the grocery store just a couple of days ago. It was the first time I've been out of the house in a few days, and shocked. Like, I mean,
I don't know why people go so crazy for it, but the thing is, like, that perpetuates the problem, right? So like, if I go to the grocery, my wife and I actually, like, fortunately went to BJ's the day before like the lockdown. It was just like coincidental that we were just like, that's when we were going there, right? Do you have BJ's? Costco? Yeah. Innuendo.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know if that was a destination or like just a thing you guys resorted to with everything.
It's the destination. It's the trip and the destination.
And the journey. Yeah. No, we don't have BJ's. We have Costco. Sam's.
Yeah, same thing, right? So we went like the day before.
I mean, I get BJ's, but not.
Well, I don't know if we want to get into your personal life right now. But
not really. I mean, I'm an intensely private person. I don't know if you pick up on that or not.
Clearly, I mean, most people just go around just saying that,
Closed the book. That's me.
So we went to BJ's very shortly before the lockdown hit, and we as part of our regular shopping, got toilet paper and paper towels, And so we have plenty, but I went to the store the other day, and like you said, there's nothing on the shelves, and I'm like, well, damn, at some point I'm going to need toilet paper. Like, do I need to go and order it now? Cause it's not going to get here till the end of April, you know, like,
Yes.
so then like, that's a whole cycle, right? That just like, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy almost. So it's unfortunate, but like, I don't understand why people flock to getting toilet paper. I would think that they would flock to getting like food or something, you know?
Yeah. Canned goods. I
Like
mean,
canned goods.
Yeah.
Like I could even see milk, right? Like, okay, you need milk, but like toilet paper, all right. How much are people operating on like I have one roll for today, and I have to go to the store for my roll for tomorrow? Like, I've
had Facebook friends like that who like have taken increasingly more desperate pictures of their stock getting lower and lower as the days go by, and they're like, "Does anyone have a line on anything?" Right? Yeah, it's wild, man. Absolutely.
I don't know. Yeah. But you know, it's definitely interesting seeing like people in different social situations, how they react to this, and like we're just doing our best, you know. Like we have neighbors who are in the Maryland state government, and so I talk to him every once in a while, and he just kind of updates me as far as how things are operating there. Yeah. And he's like we don't know. Like most of the time he's like, we same thing as we are, just take it one day at a time and see what develops, you know, because they don't know what's going on either. So
that's like it's such a weird time right now, because in the event you do talk to somebody you haven't seen in a while, well, number one, like every email starts and ends with "I hope you're well and safe," which is, I know, wild. Like every single email from everywhere in the world. And then when you talk to like any friend that you haven't talked to in a while, it's like, "Hey man, how have you been?" Like, "Oh, shitty, man." You like, you know, pretty similar. Yes. Yeah.
Whereas it used to be like, "Oh yeah, I'm great. How are you?" "Oh, I'm good too.
I got all this stuff going on. I'm bored and
I got all this toilet paper. It's amazing." But like, no, none of that's going on. So.
Damn, chat's wild, man. Specialized shower head. That seems like the way to go to defeat the toilet paper issue. I haven't gone the bidet route yet. I don't know why I'm so. It's fear of the unknown. That's what it is. Just like I didn't want to learn how to solder. I'm not crazy about
water in your butthole.
Shooting water at my anus, bro. When I'm like that's a vulnerable position.
I think it's all a matter of pressure. Because like you go like light pressure, it's probably fine. Heavy, like a lot of pressure, like a horse shower or something, man, you're in trouble.
I don't know. I have no concept of, you know, I don't have a scale to judge the amount.
I think you are an intelligent enough person to be able to visualize.
I have a vivid imagination, but I don't have any firsthand experience. Like I wouldn't know where to go with the settings right out of the box.
You wouldn't know how hard to go. You're like
Yeah, bingo.
You're worried you'd surprise yourself.
I might. I don't know, man. I don't know. If it comes down to it, that'll be one of my last resort. I think
a specialized shower head.
I might just put one on order now in the event that it gets here in June, because who knows what the hell, we could be like full blown division mode by the time June rolls around. I have no idea.
I mean, some people are riding that bidet train real hard, though. I'll tell you,
real hard.
They're real hard, real hard.
All right.
Yeah. So chat. What's up with chat? What's going on in the chat? Yeah, I don't know, man. So I was gonna read some questions, I guess, but there's a lot. There's a lot of people commenting.
It's a lot of bidet talk now.
There's a lot. Is that what's going on right now?
Yeah.
Everybody's get a heated one. Great. Thanks, Mike Anderson. Good. That's a good move right there.
So what are you doing now that you can't go to the gym? How are you taking care of that?
I actually I have some equipment here. So I have I have a bench that has that I could put plates on, so I could do like leg exercises, and I have some dumbbells, and I have a treadmill. So I'm like,
oh, you good? Yeah, you good. You're outfitted.
I'm trying. I mean, I still work out every day, but I feel like going to the gym, the act of going to the gym is actually important, because it I don't know. I feel more committed when I'm going to the gym versus if I'm here, I'm like working out. I'm like, I kind of just want a sandwich, you know? So
yeah, it's kind of like equipment and no equipment. I think it feels like my girlfriend and I were talking about it yesterday. This is like the place where we do everything. So we don't want to also work out here, you know, and we had like
Yeah.
it's pretty slim pickings here. I had to get some I got some resistance bands. I got a yoga mat, and
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
can't get
man.
a dumbbell anywhere on earth to save your life right now. So
I know.
bought,
I know.
I went on B&H photo and I got
Sandbags?
15 pound shot bags for C stands. And
Yep.
that's like, so I mean, yeah, it's like, and they have like handles so you can like double them up and get a 30 in there. Like, you can't do anything. Like, it's not a massive workout, but it's something. So I'm not like
Yeah.
a total fat piece of shit like rolling out into the sunlight when all this is all said and done. Because
I think that's gonna be all of us, man.
I feel like it is.
Everybody's sitting around eating way too much, not getting enough exercise. We're all gonna be plus 15 pounds when this is over. You know,
I would think I'd be real suspicious of the dude that came out of quarantine in the best shape of his life. Like, what have you been doing in there? Like, that would be weird to me.
well, you know, the thing you said about like not being able to buy workout equipment, that's definitely true. Like when this whole thing started, I tried to get more plates because I was like, I'm going to be working out at home more. And I ordered them and the order went through. And then the seller contacted me and they're like, we'll have these in 2 months. And I'm like, thanks. Like, yeah, cancel that, you know?
Yeah.
So like you can't get plates anywhere. You can't get dumbbells anywhere. I guess everybody's doing the same thing, right? Trying to work out from home. But, I mean, I don't know. I would rather be in the gym. And plus, like, I get a lot of my cardio from volleyball. Like, I play a couple times a week usually. And like, it's just not having that is killing me, man. Like, I feel like if I eat a spoonful of ice cream, I'm just going to turn into a blob.
Is it so, like, to get past that? Are you just watching that scene in Top Gun over and over again with like your hand on the with your hand on the glass of the TV screen?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, I usually play volleyball in jeans and with no shirt on. So that's the outfit usually.
Is that not how everybody does it? I don't play a lot of volleyball, but if somebody were to invite me to go, that's how I would show up.
You want metal aviator sunglasses,
right?
Definitely, and jeans. Yeah.
Tight jeans too. Like
top optional, but yeah. So it's the best way. It gets you it works on your leg muscles. Builds your vertical.
Oh, nice. And self-esteem too, I'd imagine.
Well, it depends what you look like in those jeans. You know, some people, yeah.
And we can't high five as much anymore, so that's good.
Right, we can't high five at all.
I gotta run this by you. Is this not the weirdest thing? Like, when you're watching commercials now that are already like produced, they're already out there in the market, and it shows people clearly violating the rules of social distancing. Does it not make you cringe a little bit? Like, I was watching this shit last night where like this group of people were all jogging together, very close, like in formation, and then somebody came at them from the opposite direction, very close to them, and they went up for the high five, got the successful high five, and I literally was like, yeah, on the couch, like as if they need to go back and like re-edit all these ads that are on TV right now, because it just feels really irresponsible to me. Maybe it just bothers me. I don't know.
I think you need to stop watching commercials. That's what I take away from that.
It happens, man. It happens sometimes. I can't torrent everything. I have to every once in a while.
Well, you watched Tiger King? Have you watched that? You heard? I'm sure you've heard of it.
Oh, of course. You can't open Facebook without like just a multitude of
that seems like it would be right up your alley. Alley.
So here's the thing, like, we really like animals a lot.
Oh yeah,
like, way more than people, right? And
yeah.
So Danielle especially, like anything that's like abuse or like if he's mistreating these tigers or they're not supposed to be in the cage in the first place, like she would just get up and leave the room. There's no way she'd sit through it. So it's like,
yeah,
if I were to watch it, I have to wait until she went to bed, and it's already like kind of skeezy and guilty pleasure trash TV anyway. So
dude,
the fact that I'd have to like wait until she went to sleep and then turn the volume down real low, you know,
like, you might as well just watch porn at that point.
That's the thing. I'd feel better if she walked in and I was just watching just aggressive group porn as opposed to like her catching me watching that. I think is what it comes down to.
Right. Fair enough.
But I feel like I've seen just about all of it because I've seen 3,000 memes so far. Like, I know who Carol Baskins is. I got a pretty good idea what she did, and I've never seen the show at all.
Yo, the whole show is just crazy, man. My wife and I also animal people. We have 4 animals in this house, and she always the same thing. She'll cringe or not want to watch any kind of animal abuse or anything like that. And she was like hooked. She's like, this is some shit. So, I mean, I understand, like maybe your girl doesn't want to watch it. I would watch the first 2 episodes and figure, you know, it's definitely like, something worth talking about.
I don't know about you, but I feel like I've watched everything. I started trying to watch Money Heist last night. Have you checked that one out yet?
No, I haven't seen that. I started watching Veep again.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, you haven't watched Veep?
No.
Julie Louis-Dreyfus comedy on HBO.
Huh.
It's
Check it out.
it's hysterical. It is. Anyway, continue. What else you been watching?
Damn, I feel like I like the fact that all the new stuff from the theaters is out right now. I really wonder what's going to happen to the movie theater industry when all this is said and done. Now that people realize how easy it is to get theatrical releases just piped into your living room and the quality's great. It'll be interesting to see what happens after.
I think that we might see a situation where the smaller budget films are just released into homes now. I don't think there's going to be a problem getting like big budget stuff still in movies. I think that that's where they want to show them.
I don't
especially
think that's
because
be an issue. I think if they take it away now that we know it's possible and they take it away from us, I think that's going to be.
I think people are going to riot because they can't get Black Widow streamed directly to their house.
I don't know. I'm really dying to see that new Bad Boys. I haven't checked it out yet.
Dude, I actually want to see that. My wife's like, no.
Same.
And I'm like, I grew up on this, man.
We should have live movie night. Is that legal to do with theatrical release?
I don't think so.
Probably not allowed to stream that at all, huh?
I don't think so. We could be talking and I could have it on in the background or something. So like, you could kind of watch it over my shoulder.
So you could follow 0 plot points at that point.
Well, I mean, do you need to? Like, come on. Just watch the cars drive around and buildings blow up and shit.
I'm here for the one-liners alone. They better be good.
I know.
That's the main.
I will see that movie. I will see that movie. But we went to we were gonna watch a movie the other night, and what did we rent? I don't remember what we rented. I was like, oh, it's Bad Boys is out, and she's like, nah. So, But yeah, I think that we'll probably see a lot more of the smaller budget stuff just come directly to people's houses. Like, I don't know. But I think people are still paying for them though. So like all the new like movie theater stuff is out right now streaming. But you have to pay $20 for it. Like you have to buy it, right? It's not like you can't just rent it for $5.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So
the upstanding thing to do would be to pay you $20 for the cost of the theatrical release. Yes.
Right. But I mean, if you go to the movies, you're paying $15 a ticket anyway, right? So
easy. Yeah.
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 I don't know. I think that when this is all said and done, man, that's going to be the least of the changes. Like there's going to be some shit that's different. Like I went to Lowe's yesterday. I had to pick up some so I'm redoing my set and I had to pick up some like electrical cords and whatever else. And the cashiers now all have erected in front of them plexiglass shields. Are you offended by my use of the word erected?
It's just so rare that I hear someone use it in its proper form, just like shoehorned in the middle of a sentence like that. But no, by all means, go on.
I'll do my best to never use that word again. Wait. Well, it's funny because you say that and you start like I said that and you started snickering, but somebody says like duties to me and I'm like, duty, right?
Yeah,
it's like
I snickered at that too. Yeah,
right.
It's like my sense of humor was frozen in time as an 8th grade boy, and it's never like it's still the same.
It hasn't evolved. Yeah,
no, not at all.
And my wife is just constantly rolling her eyes at me. But anyway, so they had built plexiglass shields in front of them. All the cashiers had these big plexiglass shields in front of them, and there's like a little slot at the bottom where like you exchanged money or whatever else. So, I'm like, is that why don't just leave it there when this is all done? Like, isn't that just safer? I guess like to prevent this kind of thing in the future.
I think would it be cool if they could if they put their hands through it, like when they work on like nuclear rods, how they put their hands in the gloves. That way they could like interact with you like the.
Hold on, my video just cut out.
Uh-oh.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
This is a problem.
I mean, I can still see you.
You can see me.
Yeah,
you can see me on the webcam.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. My
the good cam.
My Sony just cut out.
See, what the fuck, man? Mine did the same thing.
I don't know what's going on here. I'm gonna try to reboot it. Can everybody still hear me? Can you still hear me in chat? I assume.
Andy Johnston, what's up, man? What's popping in chat, man? There's a lot of people in here, man.
Yeah. Andy's there. Hey, what's up, Andy?
Andy. Jeremy says, yeah, he can still hear you. Jeremy
You
Shirley.
cannot see me.
Stinger's in chat. Mike the Manic Geek is in chat. Yes. Iconic Mods, what is up, bro? What is up?
My camera's back.
Nice.
Oh, I'm getting a temperature sensor warning.
So what? See?
I never have. I've streamed for more than an hour with this camera. I never had that problem.
I wondered about that.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know why that would be.
Wasn't somebody asking you about that on Twitter? Terry Warfield?
Somebody was asking me about the battery, and like because it was a conversation that kind of stemmed off of what you had asked me.
Yeah.
And I never battery, it's still full. Like the battery on this is still full because I have it plugged in, right? And the A7 III, my battery on that, you could shoot for 2 hours without on the same battery with no problem in the A7 III. So like if you have it plugged in, like you easily double that capacity. I think like I don't know how long you're shooting for. You know what you need. Do you need longer than that?
I don't know. I mean, I get a temperature. I wouldn't imagine I would go. Probably 2 hours. Yeah, but I mean, I don't think it's the being plugged in thing, because even if I'm running the camera with an HDMI out to like a monitor, like the Shinobi or whatever, I'll get a temperature sensor every once in a while if it's on. Like,
well, I just mean that like your initial question was about running it like with a dummy battery. How long were you planning on shooting for?
It's not even so much that. It's just that I would just hate to have to swap batteries. I would imagine about 2 hours, but I'd hate to have to stop what I was doing and switch batteries in the middle of it.
Oh, yeah, no, you're fine. Yeah, for sure.
The guy that asked you that question on Twitter, it's Terry Warfield. Have you ever watched any of his content before?
No, never have.
Dude, the guy is a beast with the Sony cams. Like he is I get jealous sometimes when I watch people that know how to shoot like outside, because like what I do pretty well, but it's because I do the same thing over and over again. I shoot in a very controlled studio environment. I know my lighting really well. I know what every color temperature is and how it plays with everything. But I like to be able to go outside and shoot something that looks like a feature film.
Yeah, cinematic,
blows my
right?
mind. Yeah, dude. And I mean, Terry is a monster. He's a monster. Some of his videos are mind blowing, because it's not just like the base footage. The dude's he's a hell of an editor too, and he's just got the eye, man. It's just like, that's a dude I really I'd love to see him just absolutely blow up and get to do shit like shoot videos or short films or something, because he's the man behind a Sony camera for sure.
I'll check him out. There's a couple guys I follow for good Sony information, but it's always good to have more. So, I mean, that's cool. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I had never not heard of him before.
Yeah, awesome.
So, I'm surprised that he didn't know the answer to that question then, if he's all about the Sony cameras.
Well, I think he's probably finds himself in a position where outside is not much of an option for him. So he's probably like everybody right now investigating streaming. Because everybody's kind of cooped up. Like I was joking earlier on Twitter about Adam Epos Vox, because I asked that question and everybody's like paging Epos Vox. Like, no, leave that man alone. Like I
don't know, man.
At home.
Adam's recording videos at 4:00 in the morning, like with he's like out of his mind. Have you watched any of his recent stuff?
No,
like he's got so much stuff going on in his life where he's having to record at like 4 a.m. and he's like, it's 4 a.m. I'm recording this video, and I'm like, dude, you get some sleep. Like, relax.
I've been there. There's definitely there's nights where I've sat down to film A-roll and like I've got bags under my eyes. Like it's when you first go full time, it rolls you. You have no like you have all these grand designs of what YouTube is going to look like when you go full time, and you can just devote yourself to it. And then once you're actually in it, you're like, there's no brake pedal. You don't know when to stop, and you just take on all these projects. Like, people do not understand the mental balancing act you play between agreeing to look at a product, or as people say, getting that product for free. You get it for free. What it really means is you're on the hook for like
something
10 hours of testing and 20 hours of filming and production, and then supporting that video once it goes live. And if you're not careful, you can backlog yourself so bad that it just wrecks your head. And there's
Yeah.
definitely pulled some all-nighters, definitely pulled some really yeah, you get a little more firm in saying no and not feeling like you have to cover everything.
Firm, huh?
Yeah.
You get firm.
You get real firm.
Yeah, how does that feel? I'm doing it to you now. Firm.
Don't ask me how it feels. Weirdo.
Sorry.
But
Yeah, no, I get it, man. I'm not full time, and I feel that pressure all the time. Like, I have this whiteboard. I have it has all the videos that I try to lay them out by date, and like the second half of the whiteboard is all the products that I have in the office that I haven't yet had on camera, you know. And I'm like, I look up at that, I'm like, God damn, like, how am I gonna get all that stuff into videos in the next, you know, whatever reasonable amount of time? And like, it's a commitment. Like, you said yes to getting that product, you better do something with it.
That's
you know?
the thing. Yeah.
So
you get a lot more careful about what you want to do, like, you know. And I think that plays into a lot of what we were talking about earlier too. Like, you have to you want to be passionate about the stuff that's coming in, because there's like this when you're in the growth period, it's tough, because especially when you get an opportunity like I'm going to use NZXT as an example, since Andy Johnston's in chat right now.
Why would you use them? Don't use them.
When NZXT
use like
hits you up,
Thermal Take or like anybody else.
I don't own a product from Thermal Take. But as a fan of NZXT, when NZXT reaches out and they're like,
yeah,
hey, you want to check this out? I'm like, yeah, I absolutely want to check that out. You know, because like, you know, you're either gassed about it or it's a foot in the door with a company that you're excited to work with. So yeah, of course you're going to do it. And unfortunately, once the channel picks up a little steam, everybody comes knocking. And if you're not careful, that's your response to everyone that comes knocking. And next thing you know, like, you're literally up to your eyeballs in stuff you got to make good on. It's a big thing.
Yeah,
big.
I get it, man. But
so what are you? What direction are you going right now? You're going builds. You talked about that.
Yeah, I've been doing build the last 3 weeks. I've been doing builds. The first, I've been trying to focus on a specific thing for each build. So like the first build that I did was it was built because it was the new fractal case, the Era, that ITX one that sucks for airflow, but it looks really cool. I built in that because I wanted to build in that. I thought it looked really interesting. And then after that, I built a PC because AMD hit me up and they're like, hey, check out Resident Evil 3 like a couple days early. And I'm like, I don't know if they hit you up too. They asked, it's whatever. They like, here's a game key. I got the game like 3 days early or something. But I'm like, all right, yeah, no, I mean, it's no big deal.
Humble brag.
It's no big deal. Do you want to know who else I talked to? I could drop a couple names. You know, it's no big deal. So I built a PC around playing Resident Evil 3 at like recommended specs, and then this past week I had to rebuild my capture system because the one that I had sucked. So I rebuilt that. And so like every week I'm trying to pick something to build around. So like I'll probably, I think next week I'm going to be building a video editing machine. So like powerful machine for editing 4K video with enough storage to whatever, you know, all that. And then so I'm trying to make every build at least be a blueprint for somebody and not just me throwing parts in a box. I think that's at least more helpful to people. Whereas I know that the outrageous builds, the crazy builds, probably going to draw more eyes. But like, I think that like if somebody could do a search and say, well, I want to play this game or I want to do this with my computer, and you know, maybe my video will pop up because I've done that, you know. So, yeah. We'll see how it goes. Like, I like I said, I am enjoying doing it. I rebuilt my set to be more functional for this new direction, and so far it's working out pretty well. It's not done yet, but I'm happy doing it. Like the videos take a lot longer to do, and I think that what I want to like interject some, because I'm only doing one video a week now, whereas I was doing two. I'd been doing two for the past however many years, and I think that like I'll every once in a while I'll throw like a video in the middle of the week, like an easy to produce video. Like maybe when my set's done, I want to show my set off, and I'll just take my RX 100 and just like shoot some footage of the set and edit that real quick and throw it up on YouTube. Something that doesn't require me to sit at a computer for 14 hours and edit. So I'd like to. I think that's probably the direction that I'm going to keep going for the foreseeable future. But it's been tough because like there's been a lot of products that have been I've gotten same thing with you. Like you get an email about, hey, this is coming on this date, and then it never shows up. Or I've had stuff here that I got right after CES that the embargo keeps getting pushed back. It's been pushed back from like February. Now it's like March and then April. Now like beginning of May, and I'm like, okay.
I felt terrible. I made like one of the cardinal sin mistakes a couple weeks ago because I've had a product on my desk for, I don't know, dude, like 2 months, maybe almost 2 full months. And the embargo still hadn't expired on it yet. And I showed it completely unrelated. Like it didn't even dawn on me, man. Like I just had it sitting next to a keyboard in a video. And I had to contact the rep and be like, holy shit, I'm so sorry. Like, I can't believe I did that. Like, I flaked because it's just been sitting there for so long.
What was it?
I can't tell you. You'll find out tomorrow morning when the rest of the world finds out.
I thought we had a special relationship. I'll just go back and watch your videos.
Offline, just you, me, and the 83 people watching right now.
8.
Yeah, you'll figure it out.
All right.
I get a big delivery tomorrow. I'm so excited for tomorrow's mail day. I feel like I say that a lot, but I've finally pulled the trigger on a Herman Miller chair.
Dude, I've been looking at one. I want to buy an Aeron.
Yes.
But every time I go to put it in my cart, first of all, buying from Herman Miller, like they're like 8 weeks out or some shit.
Yeah, forget it. Yeah, it's 8 weeks out. And I had found a guy local that was like, cause see, you probably fall into this category too. You probably need a Type C. You probably need like the big frame chair. Right? Yeah. So those are hard to find. Type Bs are all over the place. They're literally everywhere. Like even in Kansas City, there's a warehouse here that has hundreds of them. But you ask for a Type C and they're like, I mean, I can call my guy and see if we can order you one in. Well, by the time it goes through like 2 brokers and shipping, like it's, now you're not even paying like used market prices. But I found a dealer in New York. Guy was awesome. Sent me all these pics. It looks brand new. It's one of the late model releases. So it is technically used, but I mean, he got it FedEx ground to my door for $525, which, if you shopped them, that's ludicrous to be able to get one of those chairs for that kind of money.
What color?
Black charcoal with the black frame. So yeah,
send me his info or something. I'll hit him up.
I will.
See if he's got it more.
Yeah, he was. I mean, dude, seriously, he invoiced me immediately. I paid it. It literally was shipped the following day. He's about it.
Where did you find? Like, you find him on eBay or
yeah, I found him on eBay and I contacted him directly because he had a phone number in there, and I wanted to I'm not just gonna buy a $500 office chair off eBay, not knowing where it's coming from. So yeah, I hit him up. We had some conversation. Awesome guy, and he got me fixed up.
Yeah,
and,
I'll have to check that out because I've been using gaming chairs, these for a long time, and I spend so much time in this chair, and I'm just like, I'm probably wrecking my back somehow, So
that's kind of the thing. I didn't realize. Like, I mean, this is
my camera's gonna cut out in a second.
Is it gonna overheat again?
Yeah, I'm gonna turn it off. Just we're almost at an hour. Let's chat for a minute, and I'm gonna see if I can get it back on so we can say goodbye.
So Chess asking me how tall I am, why I'm looking for a Type C. I am almost 6'5". So that is, I don't know if I technically need the Type C, but I've found in my experience, it's better for me to err on the side of having the larger chair than the smaller chair.
So I'm 6 feet, but I weigh like 235. So, they have a chart, right? Like where you can try to figure out which, and I'm on like the border of B and C. I think I'd rather just have a C and not, because if you buy a B and you need a bigger chair, like that's just the worst, right? Yeah. So,
it's a lesson I've learned before.
Yeah. When I was at Gamers Nexus Studios, Steve has a Herman Miller, and he has a B, and I sat in it and it was great. But I literally sat in it for like not even a minute,
Yeah.
So,
not long enough. Not 6 hours on an edit, know.
Yeah. So I'm feeling that I'm probably gonna, when I do, I'll probably try to get a C. I really wanted the titanium one. I thought those looked pretty pimp.
I haven't seen them. I mean, I actually I went on the Herman Miller site briefly, and then I saw the full retail price, and then I saw the 8-week shipping, and I was like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
But it was interesting to see, like, I finally get to make the video that I want to make without hurting any feelings, because anytime I just turn down gaming chair reviews now, just right out of the gate. If it's a gaming chair, I turn it down. The only company I would probably still talk to is Secret Labs, just because they're like their materials and their aesthetic is so far ahead from like the the generic fake plasticky leather looking, Fast and Furious racing seat job. Like they got a better look overall. I think, like, based on what I've seen, I think they're very, very similar to the Noble chairs line, which
Dude,
I like.
Noble's really good.
Bro, I like them. I'm sitting in a Hero right now. I've had this thing. This thing has seen some ass, boy, and it's still going strong.
Like yours or other people's?
Mine primarily. Yeah, I hope it's not seeing anybody else on the side. I'd be very upset.
Well, I mean, you never know with those things.
Yeah, I'm a one chair.
You're a one ass man.
That's it. That's it for sure. But I've always wanted to do that, like, because every time I do a chair review, people are in the comments and they're like, "Oh, gaming chairs are a meme. Don't like, you don't."
Dude, doing game chair reviews are the worst. Like I've done a couple of them. I took this one, and when I talked about why in my video, people were like, the chair Nazis, man, they come out of the woodwork. Like,
what is it you're sitting in?
It's like a no-name brand chair that, like, because I get hit up for these all the time. Bullies.
Bullies?
Bullies.
Solid.
Yeah, it's a good chair. Like, I like it. It's the same as every other gaming chair.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they're all the same, right? That's everybody in the comments is like, bro, why are you paying $450 or $500 for a gaming chair when you could have a used Herman Miller? And for a while, my argument was that works fine for guys that are of, like, if you're a dude of an average height and products in the world are designed for guys like you, perfect, great, go for it. But it's always like, I have a good connection with Uplift Desk, and they have a lot of ergonomic chairs. And so I hit them up and I was like, hey, you're sitting in these desks, like, how about a chair? The guy tells me point blank, he's like, look, you're on the tall end of an ergo chair. He's like, so there's no point in you really buying anything I have to offer, or me sending you anything I have to offer, because you're automatically going to use it at the maximum level of adjustment anyway. And then the whole idea of it being adjustable for your guy your size is kind of lost on you, because it's still not going to fit you the right way. And so I backpedaled on it for a long time. But now, after I broke Vertigear's heart with that review, and subsequently turned down the opportunity to review the RGB add-on kit for the gaming chair, which now I get to do the used Herman Miller or gaming chair. I mean, I've spent some quality time with this Noble chair, so I feel qualified to speak on it, and I'm stoked.
You could do a good comparison. Yeah, me and Vertigear have an interesting history. I don't know if I ever told you that story. It's not one for online, but
not one for the public. Come on,
it's not one for the public.
They tuned in for the juicy behind the scenes stuff, man.
Yeah, they did, but not this one. This is one, like, if I ever get really pissed off and I, like, really want to just start spilling tea about everybody in the industry, like, you'll hear about that one.
You're going in with? That's the headline.
That's the headline. Yeah. Nice. In any event, but I have good relationships with Noble, and I've always had good luck with their chairs. But like I said, I never have owned a Herman Miller, so that's definitely one that I'm looking to get my hands on soon, I think.
I'm going to unveil in the Herman Miller comparison video. I'm going to show you guys
your ass.
Oh, well, yeah, lots of angles, probably some slider shots.
Good.
Slow motion stuff. I mean, it's all in there. But
yeah, get a nice vertical pan.
The chair that I sit in to do 90% of my work, I bought this rental house a few years back, and the only thing inside it when I took possession was a folding chair from Costco. And it was like, had a padded seat. It was like it was just like the one random thing left sitting in the middle of this house. And I was like, huh. And of course I was going to throw it away immediately. And I like sat down in it and I was like, that's actually kind of nice. Had it for 5 years. And I literally, it's what I sit in for every video, until it's got to the point now where it like squeaks back and forth like a rocking chair.
Yeah.
And if you watch some of the newer videos and I'm not sitting in this thing, you can hear it in the background, like eek, 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 like sounds like somebody's getting it, like in a squeaky hotel bed, like on the other side of the wall. And so finally I'm like, I need to buy a new chair. That was not necessarily my justification for buying the Herman Miller, but turns out folding chairs are either one, really expensive, or two, come in a 4-pack for some reason. So if they're reasonably priced, you're automatically on the hook to buy 4. It's the weirdest shit.
I think you should probably just go to Walmart and buy one. No?
You'd think so. I don't know. I try not to go in there. Maybe.
I try not to go in there too. We have a Walmart like 2 blocks from my house. So sometimes it's just the easiest and most convenient the place to go to get something if I don't want to wait 2 days to get it from Amazon. So folding chair is something I think I'd be okay with buying from Walmart.
Shotgun. I feel like your 12 gauge that's you can go to Walmart.
I do live kind of in the sticks, so my Walmart does have a large gun section. Yeah.
When all this quarantine stuff started really popping off, like a couple weeks ago, I was in Walmart and I was casually walking by the sporting goods department, and there's a fella in there like pushing a shopping cart that just looked like any old random guy just pushing a shopping cart, just whistling around, just kind of up and down the aisles. Inside the shopping cart, he had 2 gas cans and 500-round packs of shotgun shells.
I mean, that dude knew what was up.
That's all he had in the cart, bro. And he's just like casually browsing like the camping aisle, probably looking for some blunt instruments to hit somebody to death with. Like
that dude has a stockpile of toilet paper, and he knew that what was going down. He's like, I gotta protect my shit, and
yeah, it was amazing. Just the casual nature in which he was clearly shopping for apocalypse goods was outstanding to me.
But all those people that were like, doomsday preppers are like, yeah, how do you like me now?
Yeah, I'm not laughing nearly as hard
at
that. I mean, it's it could go either way still. So, they might have the last laugh. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the first zombie outbreak to happen, man. If anything's going to happen like that, it's going to happen in the next like 3 weeks, I think. Like this 100%. virus is going to mutate, and all of a sudden we're living in 28 days later.
Yeah, I mean, the minute zombie tigers hit the street, it's fucking game over, man.
Then you got to watch Tiger King so you know what you're up against, bro.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'll go put some nachos on. Awesome. Dude, right, I am stoked that all these people came out and showed out tonight. Thank you guys so much for coming out and hanging out.
Of course, man. They're all here for you. Awesome. They're not here for me. They're like, we talk to Brian all the time. What are we even doing?
Do you do this a lot? Do you do live stream a lot? I feel like I want to do this more.
I do. No, I actually don't do it a lot. I do probably like once a month, maybe. The last time I did stream with Greg Salazar. Me and him were just chatting about stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't think that I can't really schedule it. Like I can't be like I'm gonna do it every week at this time or whatever. I can't. My life is not conducive to that.
Non-committal.
But that's not so much that, but you know what I mean. But when I get the chance to stream, I like to, and I'm glad you were able to show up and come out, and you're always an interesting dude to talk to. So
BT hit me up a few days ago, and he asked me, he's like, "Hey, you want to do a live stream?" And we're like, because nobody has any concept of what day it is anymore. He's like, "You want to do like Saturday?" I was like, "Yeah, Saturday, sure." It wasn't until hours after we stopped talking that we realized it was like Friday evening already.
Yeah.
So we had in fact set it up for the next day. But I mean, honestly, man, it was like, he's like, "What time is good for you?" I was like, "Any time."
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I feel so cooped up right now. And like, I talk to the camera 90% of the time, and my girlfriend is tired of listening to me. I will talk to anyone right now. I just want to go outside and hang out with my friends, man. And I'm sure a lot of people are feeling that way right now.
Go out to a bar, like spend way too much on drinks. That sounds great right now.
I'm telling, dude, the like post quarantine party is going to be like that. I think that will probably actually kill more people than everything leading up to that moment. Like I'm going hard in the paint, bro. There's no question.
But last weekend I went out I was like, I'm gonna go to the liquor store and see what's up, and I ended up spending 2 straight days drinking Patron tequila, Patron, and I was just like, I'm just gonna get stupid drunk because why not? Just like, what else am I doing? I just drank a lot of margaritas, and my wife's like, we have Patron. I'm like, we don't have enough. so yeah, things are interesting now, man. But I appreciate you coming out. I usually cut this off at like an hour, so
let's go. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, let's ditch. But no, it was awesome, man. If you want to do this again, let me know. Or if you want to do something on your channel, let's make it happen. Why not?
I gotta pop the seal on that Twitch channel eventually. There's a lot of followers over there for me not having done anything over there. I need to do something.
Yeah, do it.
Do something.
Let me know if you wanna do one of these, or you want a game, or whatever you want to do. You know.
Yes. What do you play? Do you play? Do you game?
So I do. I'm not like I never got into the like battle royale scene. But I've always been a first person shooter guy. Right now I'm like deep into Doom Eternal. That game is just so
it good?
So good.
Man, I was like hyped for it, and then I saw the reviews, and I was like, I don't know. It feels like everybody said it kind of missed the mark versus 2016's Doom, which I love.
Well, I love that too. It's basically like a hyper version of that game. It's faster. It's got more like button combo presses, more like you're basically like every finger on your left hand is doing something at all times.
Like an Adderall kid game.
Yeah.
I might be interested. I might be into it.
So yeah, it's definitely I like it a lot. And whenever I get a free couple minutes or whatever, that's what I'm playing.
Nice.
So, but yeah, like I tried like Apex a couple times, and Fortnite a couple times, and like I know that like Fortnite isn't everybody's cup of tea, but I was just talking about like the whole battle royale thing. I'm like, I don't know, man. People take this shit way too seriously. And I'm like, I just want to get on there and have fun. That's why I'm interested in games that have campaigns now, so I'll just play the single player. But
I unfortunately had to I spent a lot of time in Modern Warfare because it turns out if you review mice, then people will roast you mercilessly if you are not able to put your money where your mouth is. So I had no choice, man. I had to get good or stop doing mouse reviews, one of the two. So that's just how I had to go down.
Yeah.
And, I'm not bad. I'm not. I've come like. I never imagined at my age, with everything I've been through, that I would be at the pinnacle of like gaming ability at my life right now. But I'm definitely playing better now than I ever have.
Dude, when I remember when I was, I mean, again, I guess this will date me, but like when I was younger, we literally took two computers and put them in the same room and networked them so that we could play Quake against each other. So like,
Same. I mean,
that was the peak of my competitive gaming, when I was blowing up my friend in Quake, like sitting across the room, and I was just turning around and screaming at him because he sucked.
I miss the trash talk of the living room split screen.
Yeah.
Like
like Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Like,
or GoldenEye, like being able to just like, or like Halo, like Halo 2 with the 4-player split, like just being able to like shove the dude next to you. Like, I miss that. Just being able to like, to literally roast the guy so bad in front of your other friends that his gameplay goes to trash because you just got in his head. Like, you don't get that anymore, man. You can just like mute guys now if you don't like what they're saying.
We used to have NHL tournaments, like for like Sega Genesis. We used to have NHL whatever 90 something tournaments in my basement after school, and like wrestling matches would break out over these games. Just people brawling in my basement, and one dude got thrown through a door one time because we were in like high school, Wow. And my mom came home and she's like, "What the fuck is?" She's just so angry.
A cartoon cut out of like a human dude, like in the
like broke the door off the hinge kind of thing,
Good Lord, bro.
But we were all just like having a good time. We're like, "Oh, my bad, sorry," But yeah, like that kind of stuff just doesn't happen anymore. I guess not, Now you just if you log on to one of those games, you just get screamed at by a 12-year-old.
Yeah, which hurts. It hurts.
It hurts emotionally.
Emotionally. Yeah, I can't deal with it. All right. Awesome, man.
All right, man.
Thanks again to chat. Thanks for having me, man. It's a total blast.
Yeah.
You do it again.
I'm glad chat showed up. Thanks, guys, for coming out. I'm sorry we didn't get to more of your questions. But next time we'll make a concerted effort to answer more chat questions. How about that? But thanks, guys, for coming out and hanging out. Thanks, Brian. Go check out Brian over at Badseed Tech on YouTube. Or don't. Whatever. Same. Yeah.
Whatever. If you want to. I mean, it's no pressure.
No, actually, you know what? You probably shouldn't. All right. All right, guys.